Welcome everybody to another edition of Wrestling Therapy. I, of course, am your host, Suji, and I am here. The chair has been filled. Please reintroduce yourself to those who may not know who you are.
Well, I was on before as Ricky Goldman, but I got rid of that character. I'm simply now just UK's finest. My real name, Ricky J. So yes, I'm just using my real name going forward.
Okay? So it's been a while since we've spoken to each other. You mentioned earlier you want to discuss the NXT No Mercy show. Where would you like to begin?
At the beginning, first match, Josh Briggs, Javon Evans, which I thought was a good opener. I don't think the loss affected Josh, and I think it elevates Javon into the match against. For those that watch TNA, they'll be facing Leon Slater for the title. Elevate Javon for that. What did you think?
I agree with you. It's a good opener. I'm not the biggest Josh Briggs fan, but I thought that was one of his better matches that I've seen him had in a little while. So yeah, solid opener in my book.
And I've forgotten the second match. Oh, it was another speed match. Oh yeah, that was just awful. Just awful. Felt very clunky. Jada turned it into Zarya. That just took me out of the match.
Yeah, it seemed like they had to switch things at the last second, and um, it threw off whatever plans they had with Laney Reed's injury.
And well, we're getting.
What do you think? What do you think of Soruka?
She's good. I like the soul snatch. I think the soul snatch is a good move. Um, but the match itself just I felt very clunky. It just didn't really. There was no chemistry in the ring. I just thought, oh.
Fair enough. We'll move on to the next match.
Yeah, was it? Sure. Yes, we'll move on to the next match. But first of all, for me personally, all the commercials and the look back at the classic moments in that kid just took me out of it. I just thought, this is down what they're doing on pay per view. Did you feel that way or no?
Um, I think I am so numb to expecting commercials now during wrestling shows at inopportune times. It doesn't faze me anymore. I just expect it. WWE particularly, they are in this money mode where they're trying to get money and everything is ads, ads, ads. And if we can stick a commercial where it doesn't need to be, we're going to stick one there just to make some more money.
Yes, I know uh, with your WrestlePalooza. So commercials. People, don't even be started with WrestlePalooza. People are paying for those that paid for that. They paid for commercials.
I've said before in previous episodes, if you're going to charge more money for something, then the quantity needs to be bigger.
And was it about
5 matches.
was it a bad
Go ahead.
was it a bad pay per view? No. But was it better than usual? No. It was just a standard another pay per view with nothing really happening. And like these, well, what did it was these big surprises. Triple H was, and I get it, it's promotion. These big surprises get you watching, and that I get it. But what were the surprises? Paul Heyman and Stephanie McMahon.
Even the Stephanie McMahon thing seems out of place because they don't usually do that until like January.
Yeah. But we'll keep rolling with NXT. So with Jordan Gray, Blake Monroe, Steel Cage match. Good match, but I think we're getting a third at Halloween Havoc. How did you feel?
What are your thoughts on Jordan Grace?
She's good. Um, yeah, she's good. I think for me, like a little bit of. She doesn't feel as big now she's full time WWE. So, I don't know.
And Blake,
Me personally, she's just another name on the roster. Just she wasn't a big name to start with. Mariah May was never a big name, so there was that. But she came in and her debut was good. Like, oh, I play my role here, and now she just feels like just another name on the roster.
fair. that's that's fair. She is relatively young, so I'm not expecting her to be a big name in 3 months or whatever, or however long she's been in NXT now. But I do see what you're saying.
Do you see we get a match at Halloween Havoc, and I presume Jordan wins that?
I think we're done. I think those two are done. I think it's time for Blake to move on to something else, and Jordan Grace to move on to something else.
Yeah,
I think that match was a blow off match.
Grace doesn't got to win a piece. Jordan Blake won a Great American. Grace, what was the pay per view? Yeah, great. They have so many pay per views, I can't keep up. But
If I'm not mistaken, I do believe Blake has 2 wins over Jordan.
okay, yeah, could be. Again, there's so many pay per views. It's just when did this happen? What did it happen? Um. So yeah, I can see personally see them getting another match, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it's over. I've seen enough already. I want to see him do something else. You want to slide on to the next match?
So Tavion Heights, Ethan Page. I would have liked Tavion to win. I get why he didn't because I think Ethan's getting a lot of heat with the um, Canadian strap. But obviously, next, I presume this is at Worlds Collide for another show. Dr. Wagner, Ethan Page. Do they do tap?
Title for title, probably.
What they do there, but I think that'll happen at Worlds Collide coming up soon.
Yeah, that'll probably end up having Ethan Page taking that title and holding both titles, since that seems to be WWE's formula when it comes to partnership with a company. They'll send a guy over there and have their belt, which is not a bad thing. It does elevate in the long run, but yeah, it should be a good match when those two collide.
For those that watch Triple H, I think did Dr. Wagner win it there, so he'd held the title as much as 2 months. Whenever Worlds Collide is, or if this is Halloween Havoc, wherever the match is happening.
It'll probably happen at the next Worlds Collide. I'm not sure when that is.
There's too many
It
shows, too many pay-per-views.
can be overwhelming to try to keep up with everything because you got a pay-per-view next week.
Crown
I believe Crown Jewel, whatever it is. Yeah,
Halloween Havoc. And oh no, well okay, well also for those that watch everything like I do, I watch everything. They've got Crown Jewel and Bound for Glory in the same weekend, and then Halloween Havoc.
if you love wrestling, you can't complain about not having enough wrestling. At least.
True, very true. Yeah, there's a lot to choose from.
What do you think about the ticket prices for some of these events? Do you think the prices are worth it?
Well, the ticket prices for WrestlePalooza was 6 grand. What did people actually? And I know the WrestleMania numbers have come out about 15 grand, which for WrestleMania, personally, WrestleMania front row that's quite cheap. But the other guests you had on said he was going to pay these crazy amount. Charge him. These crazy. Uh,
It's not gonna go down either. It's the price is gonna go up because, like you just said, people are paying it, and if people are gonna pay, then they're just gonna keep raising it until people don't pay it.
and people are spending 20,000 for what matches? Who's going to be there at next year's WrestleMania? Cena will be gone. Reigns is on his way out. Who have you got? Who have you got worth 15, 20?
WWE likes to hold on to nostalgia. They like they like the old school pop and try to get the older guys to come back and pop a number for a little bit, but they need to focus more on what they
Last week's Raw, I thought, I agree, and a lot of people were saying last week's Raw was the worst, and I thought, you're correct. And the reason being is that I relied on the current names they've got. They've not got Brock Lesnar on. If you're building the current products, current names on we rely on the current names, it's still like normal people. So, ugh.
You want to talk about the women's NXT title match?
That good match for me. That was match of the night. I think Lola Vice has got a whole lot better. Um, I don't know if I can do spoilers here, but apparently they revealed on commentary who that Hooded figure was. Um, to say who it was or no. That's I think that's who they said it on commentary who it was. I think some or yeah. Um, so that's who it is, and she's now going to join Influence. That's good for her. But yeah, what did you think of the match?
I thought it was a good match. My question is, who's what's next for her, Daisy Jane? Who would you like to see face her next?
Ugh, who they built? They actually build people on NXT. Maybe maybe a triple threat at Halloween Havoc. Jordan takes the title. I don't know.
Maybe a Blake Monroe. Lash and Jada seem to be feuding with each other. Zarya kind of in a tag in the South North American thing. Um, I don't know.
I would have liked it to be someone from TNA, but it looks like they're ending this war with TNA next week. I would have carried this on for months. Ended this in December. That's what they're going to go head to head with World Collide, or even head to head with either of those. I thought that was when it was going to end, but they're ending it next week. Okay.
Well, it seems like they're building up an invasion type angle here soon. So I'm guessing we're going to start seeing captains, and they honestly probably don't really need to worry about her next opponent right now because they could use this invasion and potentially war games as filler until they find an opponent for her.
Yeah.
And then we have the main event of NXT. The NXT champion Oba was defeated by Ricky Saints. What is your thoughts on the win?
I would have kept it on over. It's a shocker, Ricky Sainz. He's a definite shocker. His finisher, I think, is a bit. Yeah, that's it. I presume he can't. Not now. Um, it's a shocker, but I would have kept the title on over. So that's my
I agree with that. I don't dislike Ricky Sayers. I just like the way that Obo's. I feel like now, if with Obo losing, he should either get another shot or move him up to give him something to do on the main roster.
If I'm booking it because he's got no one for Cody, I would have, and this is never going to happen. If I'm booking it, Oba comes in and beat Cody like that. And it would be believable because he's just had a 95 dominant. He can come in as a strong heel. Cody can challenge on SmackDown. That Dante by he just kills WWE. But that's why
Yeah, Oba is a very believable champion. I would have to agree with you on that. Did you want to talk about Raw?
yeah, we can talk about Raw, but what in for the 10th millionth time? What actually happened?
Raw started off differently, but per usual, it ended with division. Um, you had Roman return, and it seems like Jimmy, the narrative they were trying to paint is Jimmy was unaware that Roman was going to be there, and Jay is turning into his own version of Roman Reigns. Um, I'm not sure where they're going to go with that. It seems like he's getting a character shift because he's not going out there and eating, and he's not doing any of that really as much. He's toned that down considerably. How they came out to their old theme song. Well, what do you think?
I presume they're going to spoil Yo is going to be an opponent again because they don't build anybody. They don't build their opponent, so Jay's going to be that opponent at Survivor Series, Eaton, and then that's it.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they're going to attempt to do. It's kind of hard to tell with WWE on their mindset. Sometimes it's pretty obvious, but that's as we mentioned about Crown Jewel, the card is starting to shape up pretty much right now. It looks like we're getting Rhea and Io versus the Kabuki Warriors. Rhea has a match in Australia. You can make a prediction on that now if you want, or you can wait. But that's a match that's happening. Um, we had Dirty Dominic Mysterio retain his IC title clean against Rusev. Double champ Dom, love that. What do you think about that? Your thoughts on Dominic Mysterio? All right, moving on. Yes, so we had Dirty Dominic Mysterio defend his Intercontinental Champion successfully. We had a Bailey versus Raquel match, which Raquel Rodriguez was victorious. It looks like they might be trying to build her up for a potential title opportunity down the line, maybe. I could see her getting a shot at the Royal Rumble against Stephanie. See, speaking of Stephanie, she had a brief appearance in the back. She and Tiffany had a face to face. That match is already big. We had AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus the Grande Americanos. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. They cut a promo during Raw. Commercial break talking about Dragon Lee's abilities and AJ Styles thanking the fans for pushing for him to go and face Cena at Crown Jewel. So that's all to be interesting. It looks like we're also going to get Bailey and Lyra in a tag match against Raquel and Roxanne at some point. It does look like I think I saw last week. It's Lyra versus Roxanne again. So we'll see where that goes. LA Knight versus Kofi, something different. Little side quest. It's good to have fresh matchups, something different instead of the same routine. LA Knight picks up a win. Roman Reigns returns. And as I said earlier, it looks like Jay is trying to be like Roman. We'll see where that goes. It's hard to tell. I'm looking forward to it. Crown Jewel should be interesting.
Sorry about that. You cut me off for some reason. Sorry about
Yep, it's all good. I was just talking. Pretty much finished up the Raw recap and the Crown Jewel recap. Not recap, but preview.
that. Very,
But yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
Very quickly with Raw, I do like to the Crown Jewel prediction. No one cares who wins, who loses. Seth Rollins is trying to make it feel important. They know no one cares. They're fighting over a ring or they're fighting over get to keep it seat once a year. But Rollins is trying to make it feel important. So yeah, there's that.
There was also a little segment with Seth in the back before the Bronze went up. Seth was talking to Paul and he said he has to win. I could see a scenario where Brock helps Seth Rollins win that match to further set up the potential War Games feud. What do you think?
So Claude, um, okay, oh, it's okay. But Claude is in the team. So what they doing? What are they doing with Jay, or do they? Um, I know you're okay because you could do Jay turns. Don't know. This is WWE, so yeah. None of it makes sense.
I mean, they're trying something different.
Yeah.
People people say that WWE doesn't try to do anything different, and then they try to do something different, and before it even gets to the climax of whatever it is, people already hate it without seeing it. Are you watching NXT tonight? What is going on in NXT tonight that is grabbing your attention? That's a different thing. Are you going to be watching? Are you going to be watching for the invasion angle, or are you looking? Are you watching for certain superstars? Okay. Well, is there anything else you would like to talk about? Do you think they're going to be adding any more matches to the card? Because I think as of now we have 5 matches, I believe, confirmed. No, that's not confirmed, but I would assume Roman's going to have some sort of match. It might be Bronson Reed again. It might be Bronson Reed in like another but no, that's not confirmed. Confirmed so far is we have Rhea and Io versus Asuka. We got AJ Styles versus John Cena. Yeah, Cena winning would make the most sense in this situation. If he would have beaten Brock, I could have seen it going either way, but Cena needs the win the most. We got Stephanie Valkyrie versus Tiffany Stratton for the crown jewel for the women's side. Tiffany hasn't lost a match this year, my understanding. I think this is where she loses her first match. So you don't think Tiffany and Stephanie match would be a good match? Why does there need to be a prize? Why can't you enjoy a good match? I mean, the narrative is, oh, they're not fighting for anything. Okay, but is the match going to be good? That, I mean, ultimately, are you watching the show for what they win, or are you watching the show for what they do? Because I mean, me personally, I think any match involving Seth versus Cody is going to be good. It doesn't matter if it's for nothing, if it's for a crown jewel, if it's for a ring. Those are two guys that know how to work in the ring. They're going to make it a good match, regardless of whatever it is. Just like Stephanie and Tiffany. Who are you picking for the men's crown jewel? Yeah, it's about time he gets one over Cody at some point. And then, I mean, I think if they do add any more matches, mm, maybe Alistair versus Damian Priest, and and not a fan of Alistair or Damian. It's fair. You might, I mean, they might do the Wyatts versus the Street Profits. I know that's supposed to be. for the titles. I mean, they could do that on the SmackDown before, but they may throw that on the card. I'm guessing Roman's gonna have some type of match. If I was to guess, I know it's in Australia, and I believe Bronson is from there. Maybe a no disqualification match between the two. I think Reed does win that match because it's no disqualification. I could see some type of miscommunication with Jimmy and Jay that ends up costing Roman the match and giving Bronson a big win because Bronson didn't take the pin last night on Raw in the match. It was Braun Breaker. So I believe they're trying to keep Bronson Reed relatively strong to face Roman again. But yeah, I think that that's about it that's going on for the week. Um, covered NXT, covered Smack. Nothing really announced yet for SmackDown. Yeah, I think that's about it. Is there anything else you want to talk about as we wrap this up? Yeah. Alrighty then. Well, thank you for joining us today. Is there any socials you would like to plug? All right. Well, the chair is now vacated. If anybody else would like to be a guest, please feel free to reach me on the TikTok, if you know what that is, or reach me here or on my Facebook, all on my page. Thank you again, and you everybody stay safe, stay blessed.